Hello, and welcome back to Baha'i Reflections. It's so good to have you with us. Today, we're diving into a virtue that is, well, absolutely essential in our world, a world just full of noise and distraction. We're talking about discernment. We're going to explore what it really means, all through the incredible lens of the Baha'i sacred writings. And before we jump in, I just have to say a huge thank you to our amazing community, and a really special shout out to our channel members. Your generous support is what truly makes all of this possible, and we are so grateful. All right, let's get started. Okay, so here's our journey for today. First, we're going to get to the heart of what discernment even is, what the writings call the light of discernment. Then we'll get practical and look at how we can actually cultivate that clear vision in our own lives. From there, we'll see how discernment shows up day to day, and we'll wrap it all up with a really powerful call to wisdom. Sound good? Let's go. All right, first things first. When we say discernment, what are we really talking about? Because, in the context of the Baha'i teachings, it's so much more than just having good judgment. It's described as a divine gift, this incredible spiritual capacity that lets us see with true, profound clarity. And it's important to get this right. This idea isn't about being cynical or suspicious of everything. No, not at all. It's the ability to see things as they actually are, to be able to tell the difference between truth and illusion, between real justice and our own prejudices. And check out its foundations: a pure heart, humility, and deep reflection. That's where it all starts. Let's really let these words from Baha'u'lláh sink in. This is from Gleanings from the Writings of Baha'u'lláh. God hath endowed every soul with the capacity to recognize the truth, and hath placed within each heart the light of understanding. Wow. I mean, that is such a powerful assurance, isn't it? This capacity, this light, it's not reserved for a select few. It's a universal gift given to every single one of us. So the key takeaway here is that this inner light is already inside us. It's inherent. But, and this is a big but, the writings explain that it can get dimmed, clouded over by our own desires, by our ego. Think of it like a lantern covered in dust. To make it shine brightly, we have to do the work of cleaning it, of purifying our hearts. And when we do that, this light becomes our guide, our protector, helping us spot the truth everywhere and keeping us from getting led astray. Okay, so if this light is a gift we all have, that immediately leads to the next big question, right? The practical side. How do we unwrap this gift? How do we actively nurture this clear vision, not just in theory, but in our actual messy daily lives? And that really is the central question, isn't it? The Baha'i writings often use the analogy of the heart as a mirror. So the question for all of us is, how can we polish that mirror, our own hearts, so that this divine light can shine through, totally clear and unobstructed? Well, a key passage from the Kitab-i-Iqan, which is a really foundational Baha'i text, gives us the answer directly. Baha'u'lláh writes, "The light of discernment shineth only in the mirror of a pure heart. When the heart is cleansed from self and desire, then truth is made known." The connection here is just so direct, so unmistakable. Purity of heart isn't just a nice idea, it's the prerequisite for clear spiritual vision. Because in Baha'i thought, the heart is where we perceive spiritual reality. If it's all clouded up by ego and desire, well, the light of truth just can't reflect clearly. It's that simple. So this points us to the path forward. The writings give us these really practical spiritual tools, these disciplines. First, there's that constant daily effort to purify our hearts, to cleanse ourselves from worldly attachments. Second, we have daily reflection, meditating on the Word of God to really gain insight. Third is detachment, which is all about freeing our minds from the vanities and distractions of the world, so we can see what's real. And fourth, and this one is so beautiful, is humble consultation. That's the process of seeking truth together with others in a spirit of real unity. Okay, so we're working on these things, we're trying to cultivate this virtue, but what does it actually do? What's its job? Well, the writings describe discernment as a guardian, a protector for our moral and spiritual path. This comparison here just makes it so clear. On one side, you've got heedlessness. That's basically just going through life on autopilot, acting without thinking. It's the cause of error, it distracts the mind, it literally blinds the eye of the heart. But on the other side, you have discernment. It comes from reflection. It leads to wisdom. It allows us to see realities. I mean, it's the difference between stumbling around in the dark and walking confidently on a well-lit path. And listen to this powerful passage from Abdu'l-Bahá. He says, "Discernment is the guardian of moral action and the protector of human dignity. Through it, the believer is able to tread the path of righteousness with confidence and clarity. Think about that for a second. The protector of human dignity. It's not just about making good choices. This is about something that protects the very essence of who we are. So, in our day-to-day lives, discernment is like our moral compass. It's that inner voice that prompts us to pause and weigh our words, our thoughts, our actions. It's what makes us ask, hey, is this going to lead to unity, justice, and compassion? Or is this going to sow discord and cause harm? It's the guide that helps us make choices that truly uplift humanity, allowing us to serve with real wisdom, not just, good intentions. So, as we start to bring all these ideas together, the writings really call on us to see this quality for what it is. Not just a skill, not just a nice trait, but one of our most precious spiritual treasures. And Abdu'l-Bahá in the Promulgation of Universal Peace just states it so perfectly. He says, wisdom is the greatest light, and discernment the most precious of treasures. Through them, man is guided in his affairs and enabled to promote the welfare of the world. You see that? It's not just about guiding our own affairs. It's a tool that enables us to actively promote the welfare of the entire world. It's huge. So if there's one thing to really take away from our time together, it's this. Discernment is not just some intellectual skill you can learn from a book. It's a spiritual capacity. It's a gift we're all given, and it's something we develop through our conscious spiritual efforts, through prayer, through reflection, and through that constant striving for a pure heart. Ultimately, it's what empowers us to walk in truth and serve the world with real wisdom. And so I want to leave you with a question to ponder. In this world that we live in, with so many competing voices, so much conflicting information, how will you use the light of discernment to find your path? How will you consciously nurture it and let it guide you? Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into discernment. Your presence, your time, it really does make this channel possible, and we truly hope you found it insightful. We'd love for you to join us again next week. We're going to be doing another visual overview, this time on the virtue of empathy. It's going to be a good one, so we really hope to see you then. And hey, if this was valuable to you, please think about subscribing to Baha'i Reflections. And if you're able, consider becoming a member. You get special content, early access, and you directly support our work. Thank you again for being here, and we'll see you next time.